What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to another Battlefield 6 gun guide. In today's episode, by popular request, we're going to be diving deep into the stats of the M417 A2, and toward the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing a couple excellent attachment combinations to try out. And let's just dive right into this with our raw power potential, and this gun has a fairly slow rate of fire for a carbine at least, at 654 rounds per minute. However, it is going to be a 3-shot kill up close, and that will increase up to a 6-shot kill as you extend your ranges. Now what this means for our time to kill potential is up close, we're killing in 183 milliseconds, which is an amazing time to kill in this game. However, as we stretch our ranges out with this, we start to lose that time to kill advantage relative to the rest due to the fact that it has a slow fire rate, and therefore for every additional shot that it takes to kill, it's going to take you longer to get that kill relative to a gun with a higher fire rate. As for headshots, in that maximum damage range, without the hollow point ammo, headshots are useless. It's still going to be a 3-shot kill even if every bullet hits the head. However, with hollow point, we can get a 2-shot kill to the head. But I mean, at that range, you might as well just aim for the easy target, which is the body, and you'll still be beating just about everything in the time to kill department. Next, let's have a look at our damage ranges, and as we can see here, we do have these standard range drop-off points. This means that really nice 3-shot kill range only extends out to 9.5 meters, so you do have to get quite close to the target to see that amazing benefit. Although we still have a better than average time to kill in the second damage range as well, which extends out to 21.25 meters. And then beyond that, that's where you start to lose the clear advantage time to kill wise relative to the rest of the carbines. As for our muzzle velocity, it's just a little bit below average for a carbine. It's not too bad at 600 meters per second. And when it comes to hipfire, we have a standard hipfire spread for the carbine category. With this being a 3-shot kill up close, you can actually do very well with hipfire if you build in that direction with your attachments. And because of that, I will be sharing a hipfire build toward the end of the video. But next, let's have a look at recoil. And this is an area where I'm just not a big fan of this gun. With it, it kicks upward and to the right, and I just find that it has a very bouncy feel to the recoil. And this makes it quite difficult to manage, even with controlled burst firing. I just find that it often gets out of hand on me compared to many of the other carbines in the game. Now, if you are just keeping yourself at like close to mid ranges, this is generally going to be just fine for you. It's just, I do find this to be quite a big limiting factor if I'm trying to stretch my ranges out with this gun. And I do consider recoil to be a downside when using the M417. As for our handling stats, they are standard for a carbine. However, we do have a smaller magazine capacity by default at just 20 rounds. And that's yet another factor that can be limiting. I mean, with the slow fire rate, it's not like you burn through these too quickly, but I just often find myself having to reload every 2 to 3 kills very consistently. And unfortunately, we can't even increase it all that much from there. You can get up to a 25 round mag, but that's the best you're gonna get with this gun. And then finally, for our base stats, let's have a look at our mobility stats, which are just standard for the carbine category. That means they're pretty decent, especially when it comes to that aim walking speed. You're going to be able to do that faster than something like an assault rifle or a DMR. And with all of that covered, let's have a look at our REDSEC stats really quick. Against 2 armor plates, this gun is going to be a 6 to 11 shot kill, giving us a better than average time to kill potential for the carbines up close and at a distance. In saying that though, with its limited magazine capacity and the fact that it's not a particularly accurate gun, I would say that makes this probably not the best option to use in REDSEC. And now that we have all of that out of the way, let's dive into a couple attachment combinations I've got for you guys. And the first one I wanted to share is my balance build with this. With it, we're using the Mini Flex Optic, since I don't like stretching my ranges all that far with this gun. I have the long suppressor on here so I can stay off the radar, and that will be helping with our recoil recovery a little bit. We have the extended barrel, so we have a better muzzle velocity. I can stretch my ranges out at least a little bit more effectively. Again, I'm not taking like super long range fights, but I'm trying to make this at least a bit more versatile for those mid ranges. For our underbarrel, I've got the classic vertical, which gives us a lot of recoil control, and that can be very helpful with this gun, again, if I want to try to stretch out a little bit more. For our magazine, I'm using the 20 round fast mag, so at least we get a bit of a faster reload time, and then I just make sure I reload after every like 1 to 3 kills, depending on how many rounds I'm firing, of course. And then finally, we're just topping this off with the standard ammo. Now, this is a fairly basic build. It is definitely more accurate and feels a lot better accuracy-wise compared to the base version of the gun. And I just feel like it handles itself well right up close, no problem, because of its really good time to kill potential. But now I feel a bit more comfortable challenging people at slightly longer ranges. As for the next build I wanted to share for you guys, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to share a hipfire build. And with this, we're once again using that Mini Flex Optic. This time we're using the 120 milliwatt blue laser, which gives us maximum hipfire potential as well as lower spread when strafing and aiming down sight and shooting. For our muzzle, we just got the flash hider on there. We also have the short barrel on this. That one also helps with our hipfire spread. And combined with that blue laser, we have an extremely tight hipfire spread. Then for our underbarrel, I am using the alloy vertical. And the reason behind this is sometimes you're still going to want to get aimed down sights. And therefore, this is just going to give you that little bit of a recoil benefit with no downsides attached to it. And then we once again just have the 20 round fast mag combined with the standard ammo. And that makes for a nice build if you want to be very aggressive, primarily hip fire, but in some situations, of course, still get aimed down sight when necessary. And there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for today's gun guide on the M417. As for my thoughts on this gun, I can't help but think that it's a bit overrated. I don't know, lately I've been seeing a lot of comments with people hyping this gun up, saying it's like so great and I definitely need to cover this next. And well, of course, it's a very usable gun, just like most guns in this game. I think the general weapon balance is in a pretty decent state. And I have absolutely been able to find some success with it. At the end of the day, I just can't help but think that I'd be doing even better with a different carbine in my hands. And I do feel it's just a little too limiting when it comes to that magazine capacity and that recoil. Now, of course, those are just my thoughts on this gun, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it in those comments down below. And also in those comments, please let me know which gun you'd like me to cover next, and if you guys have missed any of the previous episodes, I will leave a link to the playlist in the description of the video. If you enjoyed this one, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.